standing, just start to be aware of yourself on the mat. Bring your breath into your practice here. Start to get centered. Drop whatever might have happened before class. And we're going to play with a couple of foot positions so we can feel the legs here. So let's take the feet side by side with the big toes touching. Now the feet, you want them parallel to the edge of your mat, so the heels are going to be turned out a little more, right? The toes are face forward. And then see, with your big toes touching, what do your legs have to do to keep you upright? Okay, so we've got pretty much one grounding limb here, right? The two legs form one. And take a couple of breaths here. And see if you can feel where your energy is pulling up from the earth. Okay, so to stay upright, can you feel, or do you feel, that your energy is moving upward here? Now take your feet hip-width distance apart, okay? And come back to standing. And see if your legs feel any different. Are they compelled to work as hard from hip-width distance? And then take your legs wider than hip-width. Okay, so not so far as if we were going into triangle, but just wider. With your toes still facing forward. See where your energy is going now. Is your energy going up, or is it going down into the legs? More than likely, it's heading down into the earth. Okay? And so if our energy is heading down, then the rest of us might start to go down. So let's bring the feet closer together and bring that energy back up, because we want to be long and lifted. All right, turn the palms out. Inhale the arms overhead. Draw energy up from the earth. And then turn your palms out. Exhale, release your hands down by your side. Inhale, draw the arms up. Lift through the legs. Lift the ribs away from the hips. Shoulders stay away from the ears. And exhale down. And one more time, lift up. We're going to stay here now, lifting fingertips toward the sky, but the shoulders are not hunching up here. Okay? Keep the left arm right where it is and just reach up with those right fingertips. Make yourself taller on the right. Keep that energy in the right and see if you can get your left fingertips up to the right to meet the right ones. And now, keeping your arms nice and long, just drop your hands down by your side. Whew. Okay, we're going to float the arms up again. Keep them up. This time we're going to lift through the left side first. Just make that whole left side inches longer than the right. And then meet it with the right side. Fingertips are even. Inhale and exhale. And this time we're going to let the knees and hips bend as you float down and gently up. So just start to release here, float down and gently up. Yeah, just let yourself go. All right, the next time your arms are up, stay here, inhale, and this time we're going to plant the feet. And with the arms long, shoulders away from the ears, tick-tock over to the left. So try not to scrunch into the left side. Keep lengthening that left arm like we were just doing and tilt. Feel a difference? Take it up. Okay, once again, as we go to the right, we're going to extend that right arm like we were just doing and get a nice long right side in our tilt. And up, inhale, take it over to the left, extend that left arm as you go over and bring it up. And one more time, extend the right arm over and come up. This time we let the knees and hips bend, float down, heel up. We're going to start a little balance here. Right heel up. Take it down, left heel up. Take it down, both heels up. Okay, now your choice, heel or knee on the right. Down, heel or knee on the left. Take it at your own pace and either go double heel, or if that didn't feel stable through the ankles, just go side to side, right, left, heel or knee. Double heel if your ankles are cooperating today. Staying on the balls of the feet. Yeah, just make it a nice little soft moving balance just to wake things up. Inhale and exhale. And whenever you finish your next round, just come back to standing and see if you can feel your energy moving through when you take mountain pose. And maybe once again you want to try mountain pose with the big toes touching, and roll your hands forward to open the heart. Inhale and exhale. All right, great. So we're going to do some spinal movements on hands and knees. So make sure you have enough padding for your knees. Let's come back to the back of the mat here. So you're at the back of your mat with the feet hip-width distance apart. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. We're folding over the hip creases. Hands to the thighs, half lift. Bring the hips down as the knees bend more. Hands down and walk forward into a plank. You can always do knee up or knee down plank, whichever feels better to you. Come into downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Take your right knee down and left arm up and float into knee down side plank. Bring your left hand down. Come back into downward facing dog. Switching sides. Left knee down, right arm up. Knee down side plank. Hands down. And take it back to down dog. Inhale and exhale. All right. So let's go ahead and take the right leg up to hip height here and start to walk the hands back. You can bring your right foot down at any time or take it all the way, hands to the foot, head toward the knee, and then bring your right foot down. Hands to the thighs, take a half lift. Here's our cat and cow movements here. Round the spine, arch up, round the spine, arch up, round the spine, arch up, round the spine, and then take the arms to the side, float out and up, long up. Yep. And we're going to take it back to a forward fold here. Folding from the hip creases, half lift, hips and knees bend, hands down, come into plank. Okay, and down dog. We're going to go back into that side plank, right knee down, spin open. Now try taking your bottom leg straight. So you're on a knee, your bottom leg. So, yep, you're in the traditional side plank. Left hand down, down dog. Left knee down, spin open to the right. Take your bottom leg straight. If that doesn't work, just leave your knee down, That's fine too. Bring your right hand down, come into down dog, raise your left leg, and walk your hands back to your feet. Keep that left leg up as long as it pleases you, as long as you feel okay with that. Then bring your left foot down, hands to the thighs, come into standing cow, so arch your back like a half lift here. Hips and knees are bent, round forward, arch and round. All right, the next time you're looking up, your heart shining up, stay here. Take your hands by your side. Inhale, float the arms all the way up. Exhale, swan dive. And we're going to go straight into plank from here. Straight into plank. Inhale and exhale. Come into down dog. And let's walk this dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Inhale and exhale. Now come back, press one heel down and hold, press the other heel down and hold, yep, press both heels down, bring both knees down and sit off to the side in seated mountain pose. Ooh, we're going to find seated mountain pose. Shake out the wrists, inhale and exhale. Pretty vigorous start to class, yeah? Okay, good. All right, shake it out. Well, it's our midday energizer, so we need to really shake things up, right? So let's go ahead into a rock the baby here. Your left leg is super long and straight. Left toes are face up. Left knee is face up. Right foot in the left hand, and you can hold on to your right hamstring with your right hand. Remember, we're keeping the torso forward. Rock side to side. Open that hip. And if you have this in your practice, you might put your foot in your elbow. It might be too soon for your hip to do that, or your hip might be fine with that. Remember, this is your practice. You do you. All right, let's come back to center. Sit up super straight. Make sure your right foot is flexed, and just breathe that right shin a little closer to your chest. So we're deepening the stretch on the right hip. Okay? And now we're going to take the right ankle to the left thigh above the knee. Bring the left foot in until it's touching the mat. Support yourself with your hands. And take a nice little side-to-side trip with the right leg. All right, bring that right foot all the way over to the left. Sit up nice and tall. Now notice if your right hip is lifted, try and get it to the mat. If it won't go to the mat, bring your right foot in front of your left shin. We want the hips nice and even here. Left hand to the right shin here. Right arm up and back. Lengthen the spine and gently twist from the waist. Left arm up, maybe left elbow over toward the right knee. Okay? And take your gaze toward your right shoulder and breathe. Okay, we're going to unwind, bring both legs forward, give them a nice crazy shake. Right leg is long, so think about when you flex your foot, extend your right leg out from the hip. Feel it just get longer? See, not back here, but extend it out from the hip. Sit up nice and tall. Left foot in the right hand. Left thigh is in your left hand. And without rocking the torso, we're taking the leg side to side. Maybe coming into a cradle position if that's you and your left hip today. Left ankle across the right thigh. Support yourself with your hands. Draw your right foot in. Make sure your left foot is flexed. Torso is steady. Left leg side to side. So we're moving through these poses without a lot of options because you both have a strong practice, but let me know if you need more options or if we need to change anything up here. Let's take that left foot all the way over to the right. Sit up nice and tall. Right hand to the left shin. Remember this hip? Is it lifted? Change the position of your foot, okay? So we want the hips on the mat. Take your left arm up and back. Inhale, put length in your spine, and without tugging on your left leg, just twist to the left. Right arm comes up and possibly elbow to the left leg. Right elbow, left leg. Spine nice and long, gaze toward the left. Good. Let's release, unwind, bring both legs forward, and give them a nice little crazy shake. Inhale and exhale. All right, shake out your wrists. All right, so that was a nice hip opening. We are going to move into some core work here, okay? So let's do some boat first, and then we'll do some core from tabletop. So just a little boat, all right? Knees are bent, feet are hip width distance apart. 2 arms forward. Raise your right knee, raise your left knee, okay? All right, we went right for it. As you know, you could do this on one side instead. Okay, so we're doing double-sided, or you can go to single. We're going 4 times. 2 legs extend, shoulders down and up. Low boat to high boat. That was 2. Low boat to high boat. That's 3. Low boat to high boat. That was 4. And bring your feet down. Open and close. Whew. All right. Now we'll go single leg. How's that? Okay, but we're going to add canoe this time. So keep your left foot on the mat, arms forward, right knee up. High boat on the right. Low boat on the right, arms by the ears, canoe, hands down by your side, high boat. And again, extend, canoe, come back to high boat. And this is the 3rd time. 1 more on the right, canoe to high boat, and release. Woo, shake out those hips. And let's go on the left side, shall we? All right. Left knee, arms forward, high boat. Low boat, canoe, arms down, high boat. Low boat, canoe, arms back, high boat. Low boat, canoe. This is already our 3rd one, just 1 left. High, low, canoe, and up. Whoa. And release. Woo. Inhale and exhale. Just do whatever feels good right now. Just release for a moment. Take an inhale and an exhale. All right. So we're going to come to hands and knees now. Make sure your knees are happy. Make sure your wrists are happy. If your wrists are like, I've had it for now, just go put your hands on a wall or a chair. You could totally do this there. So we're going to take the right leg back at hip height. Think about keeping the hips level here, not up. Hips are level. Left arm by the left ear. Okay. Do you feel your core working? Probably. Bring the hand and knee down. Okay, left leg, right arm. Left leg is hip height. Remember, the hips are facing straight down like headlights to your mat. Right arm by the ear. And bring the hand and knee down. Now we're going to go to the side. Right leg, left arm, and then take the leg, right leg out to the right, left arm out to the left, and come center and do that 3 more times. Yes. Beautiful. And come back. And then we go other side. So that was right leg, left arm. This is going to be left leg, right arm, out and back, and 3 more times. Total of 4. All right, and when you are done, just walk your hands pretty far forward and just set your hips back, come forward, back and forward. We're just going to release the hips and prepare for a child's pose here. Little release in the hips, and when your hips are ready, big toes together, knees wide apart, child's pose. And then we're going to float our way into downward facing dog. So the most graceful trip you can take into a down dog. And then just feel that balance of energy between the upper body and the lower body. Feel the spine nice and long, the backs of the legs nice and long. Inhale and exhale. And take any trip you want, bringing the feet to the hands. Any journey. Hands to the thighs. Find a half lift. And then fold forward. Float the arms out and up. Palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. Okay. So we're going to go into a sun salutation, and since you each have 2 blocks, let's go ahead and use them for psoas and hamstring stretch. So take your 2 blocks, put them to the side of your mat where your hands would be. Okay, and we're going to come into mountain pose at the top of the mat here. Inhale and exhale. The first half of the sun salutation, we're just going to go into a low crescent lunge to release everything. The second half, we're going to spend time in the stretches using the blocks. Float the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, over straight legs, folding from the hip creases, swan dive. Hands to the thighs, take a half lift, hips back, heart shines forward. Now drop the hips, keep the spine long, bring your hands to the mat, step back with your right leg, and hang out in this lunge here. Wiggle the hips around, let them be very happy, and go ahead and take your back knee down, so the right knee is behind the right hip, and extend the toes, engage your core, and float the arms up into high crescent lunge. Press the hips forward. So, not jamming them forward, but let them melt forward. All right, and now let's bring the hands down and come into plank. Knee up or knee down plank, your choice. Take a nice plank. Looking good, looking good. And just for fun, raise your right foot. Raise your right foot. And we're going to chaturanga. If you want to keep your right foot up while you chaturanga, chaturanga. Nice. All right, cobra. And find your way to down dog. Let that right leg come up as soon as it's ready. Right leg up as soon as it's ready. And then right foot steps forward, left knee comes down. We're coming back into a low crescent lunge. So most of the time I have to move my right foot farther forward and my left knee farther back because I just, my step isn't that long. Arrange yourself for low crescent lunge, arms overhead. The hips are moving forward. Feel that nice stretch right here. And then bring your hands down, tuck your back toes, lift that back knee, engage all the muscles of your body, super strong. Take your left foot to meet your right. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. Okay, so now we're going to use the blocks, so they should still, I'm gonna have my block that's facing you invisible, so just pretend that it's there. Okay, we are in mountain pose. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, straight legs from the hip creases, swan dive. Half lift. Now sink the hips, bend the knees, bring the hands down. Step back with your left leg. And let's hang out in this lunge for a moment. Wiggling around, let the hips be super happy. Draw your left knee down. Take your blocks to their highest edge here and place your hands on the blocks. And then just let your hips sink forward. So we don't have to worry about staying upright here. The blocks are supporting us so we can sink a little deeper into that psoas. Now we're going to go for the hamstrings. Roll your blocks to their second edge. Set your hips back and set right towards your left heel. And raise your right toes, hamstring. And then take your blocks back to their third side, highest edge. Come back into that front of the hip flexor stretch. And one more time into the hamstrings. Blocks are on their second edge. All right, so we're going to move the blocks back up a little bit. Bring the knees down and come into plank. Knees up or down, you can always do either in your plank. We're going to raise that left foot. Let that left foot stay up as long as it's interesting to you. Chaturanga. Okay, let's take a little cobra here and find your way back and up to down dog. Let that left leg come up as soon as it's ready. And then take a big step forward with the left foot, right knee down, find your blocks. The left knee is over the left ankle, and we're sinking the front of the right hip flexors in. Hands are on the block. Now roll your blocks to their second side, lift the left toes, hamstring on the left. Back into that psoas on the right. Hamstring on the left. Now move the blocks out of your way, bring your left foot down, lift your right knee, engage all the muscles of your body, and take a big step forward with your right foot. Half lift, forward fold, float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. All right, so we're going to take the blocks. Now go ahead and turn where you can see me and where you can be wide on your mat. Everybody good? Okay? Yeah, we're going to be working wide legs here, one block on either side. Okay? So we're basically going to start out with triangle legs. The legs are wide, the arms are long. Turn your right toes forward. Your left toes are in at an angle. And for this, even turn your right toes a little more to the right, okay? and extend to the right and come up, extend to the right and come up, extend to the right and come up, and then reach, 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 and come into triangle. Yes, we're in triangle here. Inhale and exhale. All right, now we're going to bend that right knee and bring the left hand down to the leg, okay? And then start to straighten and bend the right knee. Now your hands might touch the floor, and if they do, fine. If not, just keep them on your leg. Okay, bend that right knee, take your block, and take your block 6 inches diagonally away from your right pinky toe. Okay, so that's where your hand would naturally be under your shoulder. And the block can be on its lowest edge or on its second edge. Let's try not to use the third edge because it's too wobbly. Okay, so lowest edge or second edge. Take your left hand to your left hip. Start to draw your left leg in and start to straighten your right leg any amount. Right arm up. We are in half moon. Oh, left arm up. That would not be good right arm up, would it? All right, go ahead and bend your knee. Bring your hand back, left hand back to your left hip. And come on up. Woo. And release. All right, it's probably been some time since you've done half moon. Was that too fast, or could you follow that? Could we try it on the other side? Okay, left toes are forward, and maybe even a little more over to out to the left. Right toes are in at an angle, and keeping the legs straight, arms out. We're going to reach and release. So we're starting out with triangle, reach and release. Keep the legs straight. So reach past your leg instead of bending the knee, just reach past your leg. There you go. And long, 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 come into triangle. You guys know triangle, it's not how far down your hand goes, it's how stacked your shoulders are. Good. Now go ahead and bend your left knee and bring your right hand down. We're coming into pyramid. You can either hold on to your leg gently, or if your hands reach the mat, and just bend and straighten that left knee. We just released those hamstrings, so this might feel pretty good. And then take your block either to the first or second side. Draw it 6 inches diagonally away from your left toes and place your left hand on it. Take your right hand to your hip. Turn your body to face forward. Start to bring your right leg in and up, and perhaps raise the right arm. Fix your gaze so that you feel a little balanced. Nice. All right, let's bend the left knee, bring the right foot down, and come back into triangle first, and then we'll come up, hands to the hips, all 10 toes forward. We're going to put the fingers in the hip creases here, and with a long spine, just fold halfway forward. Halfway, and then check to see where your hips are. Your hips should be right over your ankles here. Inhale and exhale, and then stand up and either step or hop your legs together and shake them out. Inhale and exhale. Anybody want to do that again? Triangle, pyramid, half moon. Second time is always, and we're going to go a little smoother here. Okay, so have your blocks. You just take it as far as you want to go. If you decide you're not going all the way into half moon, that's fine too. Take your legs wide, right toes forward. Okay. All right. I want to show you something here. When when you turn your right toes forward, I just noticed myself doing this. See what happened to my left hip? Let's even those hips out. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of a natural reaction to poke the hip out, but we're not doing that. We're getting the hips, the pelvis nice and steady here. Okay, arms out and reach. Now that left hip is going to extend back. Right hand to the right leg, come into your triangle. And bring your left hand down for a pyramid. Traditionally, the leg stays straight. Put a little bend in your knee if that feels better. Find your block 6 inches away from your right big toe. Left hand to the left hip. And find your way, if you want, into half moon. Yeah. Bring your back leg down. Let's come back to pyramid for a moment. Feel those hamstrings. Come into triangle. And up. Whew. And bring your hands to your hips. And let's go to the other side. Left toes are forward. Arms are out. And we're reaching into triangle. Yeah. Pyramid here. Finding the block, placing it, hand on the block, right hand to the right hip, half moon. Now with grace and style, we bring that back leg down, come back to pyramid, come back to triangle, lift up, bring the hands to the hips, turn all 10 toes forward, and in this forward fold, you go as far as you want. If you want to stay up, you stay up. If you want to go halfway, you go halfway. If you want to go all the way down, grabbing onto your feet or the backs of your legs, that's what you do. It's your forward fold. And then from wherever you are, bend one knee and then the other. So we're getting those adductors. Side to side, yep. Pick a side and hold. And switch to the other side. Come back to center. Bring the hands to the hips. Come halfway up. Come the rest of the way up. And take whatever method you want to bring your feet together. Remember, anytime you jump, you land soft knees. All right, you guys worked hard. How's it feeling? Are you glad you came? Like you're like, I just got back and look what she's doing. All right, here we go. We're coming to the top of the mat. Grab anything that you want to have in place for final relaxation. If it's an eye pillow, lavender oil, whatever you want. Come to the top of your mat and just see if anything needs to move, shake, wiggle, or release. There was a lot going on today. And then come back to mountain pose and see if you can feel, is your energy lifting, or is it grounding, or is it doing a combination? Okay, we're not looking for a specific answer, we're observing. And then float the arms up, inhale, exhale, swan dive over straight legs. Take one final half lift here, and then sinking the hips, bring the hands down, find your way to downward facing dog. Bring your big toes together, take the knees to one side, hips to the other, and knees to the other side, hips to the other. So knees go one direction, hips go the other. And then coming back to center, knees come down gently to the mat. Sit off to the side. Find your seated mountain pose. Take a few breaths here. Maybe take a moment in Dhyana Mudra with your left palm facing up, your right palm on top, and your thumbs touching. Your arms are at rest. To take a moment here to review your practice, to thank yourself for your strength, for being a good sport, for showing up, for all the good things that you did for yourself in your practice today. And then release, bend at the knees, and come all the way down to the mat. All right, we're going to extend both arms and both legs. Inhale, exhale, draw the knees in. And you can either stay in Apanasana here or take it to Happy Baby. And either way, rock side to side and release your spine. And then coming back to center here, go ahead and bring your hands down, keep your feet up. We're going to point and flex the feet and circle the ankles, thinking about gratitude to the lower half of the body. Circle the other direction. All the beautiful things it allows you to do. Bring your feet down. Let your knees gently open and close. Little butterfly wings here. Take your hands by your side and open and close and wiggle the fingers. Rotate the wrists. And then just let your head move side to side. Just releasing anything that might be left in the neck. Come back to center. Scan your body and start to arrange yourself for final relaxation. So if anything needs to move or readjust, realign, figure out what you want to do for final relaxation. How do you want your legs? Take a moment to think, am I really happy in exactly how I am right now? Am I super comfortable? And then inhale through the nose and slowly exhale through the mouth. And one more time, inhale. And as you slowly exhale, just allow your body to melt onto the earth. Let go of all effort and enjoy your final relaxation. Begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. And on your next inhale, stretch your arms and your legs long. And draw your knees in. As you exhale, give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side. And as you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, truly thank and honor yourself for your practice. And we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.